been a while since I've talked to you, partly because I've been really concentrating on taking care of myself. I'm undergoing a very aggressive treatment for my inflammatory muscle condition, and so I've been out of the loop for a bit. But on the positive side, saw the doctor the other day. He said the numbers are looking great, and I'm starting to get used to the medication. But what I really wanted to talk to you today is something that's really been on, I think, pretty much everybody's mind, and that is how to deal with this COVID-19 virus. Now, folks, this is something that is not a hoax. This is something that is real. It is true that 80% of the people that get the disease have, mild symptoms. However, for those 20%, that's where the problem lies. For those of you that don't get the symptoms and happen to just be kind of cavalier and carefree in what you do in your interactions with the public, like those spring breakers down in Florida that were packing the beaches and stuff. I see right here in the state of Oregon down at Seaside, you had a whole bunch of people just kind of like violating that, what do they call that, that personal space zone that you're supposed to keep of about 6 feet. We must understand, folks, we have to, in order to defeat this thing, we have to pay attention and really adhere to the CDC recommendations. Now they're recommending pretty much everybody stay home. That doesn't mean to go by your friend's house and visit, because everybody's been in a different environment. You could be contaminating that household. They could be contaminating your household. And so for those 20% of us that have those autoimmune diseases, it's not just something where we will just eventually get over it. In many cases, it's a matter of life and death, because once you get that inflammation in those bronchial tubes and everything, those that have issues with the respiratory system, diabetes, all those autoimmune diseases, it puts you at a very high risk of not doing well. And the exact words of my neurologist, I asked him, I said, so what happens if I become infected? He said, it's not going to be good. And that was the way he looked at me too. And so that's what's making me take this serious. So keep your asses at home, wash your hands like you're supposed to be doing, and everything else, disinfect all surfaces, keep that space boundary. I know it's hard because you got loved ones and you want to be close, but how else are we going to get rid of this thing? Simple as that. Even if you have no symptoms, you can pass it to somebody that has immune suppression issues. And in my case, I have a very rare muscle disease, and so I'm what they call immunosuppressed. And then if you are my age, you probably have parents, if they're still alive, that would be in their late 70s, early 80s, and in some cases 90s. And it's not actually the disease itself that might kill them, but it's the respiratory problems that are involved. So people with like CPOD, people with diabetes. I think of my mom and I worry about her trying to go out there and do things. I'm always on her. I'm in the same situation. My daughter calls me and tells me, Dad, you can't go anywhere. And so we really have to think, because if I go to the store and I'm not protected, I can come in contact with the virus in the air that lasts for a few minutes, they've determined. If I touch a surface and not properly protected and touch my face, bam, I could easily get the transmission of it. And so I really want folks to think about those that have immune suppression diseases, or what they call autoimmune diseases. And for those of you that don't know what an autoimmune disease is, an autoimmune disease is one in which the white blood cells can no longer protect the body from the invaders that come in, and the body attacks its good cells. And so how that worked for me is that it started eating my muscle tissue up, and I lost a bunch of weight. I lost all my strength, and I have a permanent disability because of that. I'm finding myself shut in. I'm trying to think of what I can really do to, make the most of this. And the one thing is I'm working on me, I'm working on family, and I'm thinking about all the positive things that I still have. And this week, which is rare in Portland, we had just the most beautiful weather. And so I spent every day, trying to absorb a little bit of the sunshine, doing what little stuff I can do out there. And I really feel good. And I'm finding the value in this, having this time for myself to spend with the wife and kids. It's just amazing. I want folks to really think before they just go out there and do things. I know it's very easy to get bored. It doesn't do any good to be on lockdown if you have somebody come over that's living in a completely different environment because they don't know where you've been. You might not know if you have it. They don't know where they've been. They might not know they have it. And then all of a sudden, that one interaction has infected four people. And they find out that the average person that tests positive actually infects three more people. And that's why the numbers go up exponentially like they do. So, folks, a little self care, reinvent yourself, spend time with your loved ones that are in the house and just really enjoy life. I've been watching old sitcoms, everything from Sanford and Son, Good Times, King of Queens, watching old movies and stuff. I haven't missed the sports to tell you the truth, and that was something I thought I would never say. So, anyway, take care of yourself. Much love to y'all. I'm out.